y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea and today we are going to do a first impressions on Rare Beauty. We have a couple of products here to test out. I'm also going to do a wear test for at least 8 hours, maybe longer. We'll see how long I last. So first, let's talk a little bit about the brand. Their mission is to help everyone celebrate their individuality. By redefining what beauty means, they want you to be yourself, accept your flaws, and just learn to love yourself more. So they also have a Rare Impact Fund in which they are trying to raise $100 million over the next 10 years to help with mental health services, which I think is phenomenal. I think that more people need to be talking about mental health and it needs to stop being so stigmatized. So it sounds like this brand's overall thing is more of like a natural look. Everything is cream products, which I think is fantastic. So let's dive right into testing these out. I did not pick up everything from the line, so I'm going to be filling in some gaps here and there. One of the things that I didn't pick up was the primer. I just have so many glowy primers that I figured I would use one that I love. So the primer sounds like a pretty glowy primer, like a natural glowy primer. And so I'm going to use the Becca Backlight priming filter because I feel like it's going to be a similar thing. If you guys hear noises in the background, I'm really sorry. I had to bribe my dogs with rawhides to make them be quiet, and they're not being quiet. They're chewing very loudly. So this is one of my favorite primers. I've been through a whole one and I'm almost finished with the second tube as well. It hydrates the skin without being overly hydrating, and it just gives the skin like such a natural glow. This is even something I would wear without foundation because it just makes the skin look so pretty. So the first thing we're going to try from Rare Beauty is the foundation. This is what the bottle looks like. All of the products have these little types of different tops on them, balls, and then these flat rounded balls on the top. They're meant to help people with arthritis or disabilities be able to open the bottles easier. So I've watched several videos on this brand and everyone says to shake the foundation. So we're gonna shake. And if you hear that little ball in there, that's what it's in there for, is to help you shake the foundation up. So I got the shade 190W. I have not tested this out yet, so we'll see together if it matches me well. So this is a doe foot applicator, which a lot of people don't like because of sanitary reasons. I don't love it and I don't hate it. It's nice for not having to put foundation on the back of your hand and then have to like wash your hands off or whatever. So let's just, it looks like the shade match is going to be decent. So I am going to apply this with two different tools. I'm going to use the Sigma flat top kabuki brush. And then on the other side, I'm going to go in with this Eco Tools sponge, which I have not even opened yet. I've never tried this sponge either. I hear great things about it though. I'm going to read you the claims about this foundation as I'm applying it. So it's supposed to be weightless, medium coverage, medium to full coverage that's buildable with a natural finish. This, oh my God, I think I'm in love already. So I think this is clinging to my dry patches, at least with the foundation brush. This foundation is also supposed to be for all skin types, normal, dry, combination, and oily. So that's nice. It did cover quite a bit. I would say this is, I've seen a lot of people say that this is light coverage or only medium coverage. We'll try to build it up to get it to full, but this is already almost full coverage for me. And as you can see, I have a lot of redness in my cheeks and it covered it really, really well. And I always match my foundation to my chest. My neck is light all the time. So this, I can't tell if this is a good match or not. I think it might be a little light for me right now. You guys like my coffee mug? Home Goods for the win. They have the best coffee mugs. It's so cute. I'm gonna go wet my sponge. So let's see how the sponge does. I do think this shade is a little bit warm for me. I may have to exchange it for a different color. I definitely think that this side is looking dewier. Can you see the difference? I don't know if you can tell the difference on camera or not, but in person, this side is definitely looking dewier, which honestly I don't hate. I also feel like that looks better on my dry patches on that side. My nose has been a little bit dry. So, I'm sorry, my chin, not my nose. So I am definitely loving the way this looks. I actually think I like it better with the sponge, which normally I'm a little too lazy for a sponge and it's just not my preferred method of application. I am gonna go in a little bit more to some trouble spots and see if we can get a little bit more full coverage. Wow, for being full coverage, this looks really light. I don't think it looks cakey at all, which I've seen some other people say they think it's cakey. Maybe it will get cakey throughout the day, I don't know. I definitely think that this can be built up to full coverage and I think it looks really nice. So next let's go in with the concealer and I'm gonna do the same thing, one side with brush, one side with the sponge. And I also got the shade 190 in this. When I was in the store, they said that the shades go together, but it's not exactly the same. It's a little lighter, and as you can see, the concealer is just a little bit lighter. So for the concealer, it says it's a lightweight hydrating concealer with a cake-free medium to full coverage that lasts while brightening skin with a radiant finish. That sounds right up my alley. It says it's for normal, dry, combination, and oily skin. It says that it instantly hides blemishes, dark circles, and redness. We'll see about that. It says it won't cake or settle into fine lines, and that it's long lasting and sweat resistant. And both of these products do come in 48 shades. I forgot to tell you the price. The concealer is $19 and the foundation is $29, which are actually really good prices. So I'm not mad at that. This doe foot has a weird shape. It almost comes to like a triangular point, almost like the ABH brow definer. If you've seen that, instead of it being like a circle, it's almost like a triangle. I'm curious to see if this really does cover blemishes because there's only a few concealers that to me really do cover that. Okay, well, I'm going in on the opposite side with the brush. That looks nice. So far, I like the way that looks. Let's go in with the sponge on the other side. These do have a scent, but it's like a makeup-y scent. I don't think there's fragrance in this, which I prefer stuff without fragrance. I'm quite sensitive to fragrances. So I feel like this side has a little bit less coverage then applying it with a brush, I'm going to add a little bit more. And I'm going to do a little bit more on this too. And this didn't quite cover this little breakout that I have. I'm going to try it with a brush. I like using this to cover blemishes. This is a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. That covered quite nicely. So I definitely think that I like using the concealer with a brush instead of a sponge, but I do prefer the foundation with the sponge. So the next product is the blush, the liquid blush, and I have the shade Grace, and it's in a matte finish. I am going to test this out with a brush and a sponge as well. I have heard that these are quite pigmented. This is what the shade looks like. Okay, it shears out quite nicely. This shade is quite unique. How I'm gonna apply this is I'm gonna apply it to the back of my hand and then I'm gonna tap it on. I don't know why everyone is going directly on the face with this. That is just not my preferred. I don't do that with any liquid products. I pretty much always put them on the back of my hand first. I don't know. So I tap my brush in and then I kind of like spread it out down my hand so I'm not getting too much. And then I'm just gonna pat. That looks quite nice. It blended in effortlessly, and I actually do like the shade. So I'm gonna go in with the sponge next, and I'm just gonna use the butt end, and I'm going to pick it up off my hand in the same way. I'm gonna dab it on and then like spread it out a little bit. I feel like that applied more diffused with the sponge, and I think it looks really nice. I'm gonna blend over this a little bit with the sponge. I think both sides look nice. I normally apply my cream products with a brush, but just to even them out a little bit. This shade is quite pretty. I'm surprised at how much I like it. I do typically like more mauve shades in the winter. It looks so bright on my hand, but it's so beautiful on the cheeks. I feel like a lot of people in videos that I've seen have struggled with applying these blushes, but I think they applied beautifully. I do love cream products, and maybe that's why, but I literally never apply directly to the cheeks. Like, even, I'm going to be using this today for bronzer. Even with this, I brush onto my brush like this, like evenly coat it so that I get an even application and it's not like excessive on my cheeks. So I don't know why people apply directly to the face. It just blends in effortlessly when you apply it to the brush. By the way, this is Nudestix Bondi Bae. I realized just now that I did not tell you what this is. On camera, all of this is looking like all of the bronzer and the blush are looking a little bit more intense than it does in person. Just FYI. So since we're doing all cream products, I am going to go in with a cream highlighter as well. I did not buy the Rare Beauty one because the videos I saw did not have good reviews for it. I don't wear cream highlights super often, so I'm going to be using the Iconic London Illuminator in the shade Original. I think they have 2 or 3 shades of this. This highlighter is stunning. It's a favorite of mine. It just, look how reflective that is. It's so pretty. I'm going to use this Real Techniques setting brush. And again, as you can see, I'm pulling that down and kind of getting the excess off of my brush. And I'm curious how this looks. Okay. On top of the blush. I think it looks beautiful. It didn't move anything. So I'm not going to finish my eyes on camera because I'm going to be filming the 3 looks, 1 palette with this today. I'm going to finish my brows off camera real quick and I'll hop back on to finish my lips with y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Honestly, I'm loving the way my skin is looking right now. I think it looks so good. So we have one more Rare Beauty product to try, and it is the Empathy Dewy Lip Balm. Empathy is the shade. This is what it looks like. Ooh, it's quite pigmented. Here's the shade on the back of my hand. I love dewy lip balms like this, so I hope I enjoy this. And I'm just going to apply it without anything because that's how I typically wear these. So this is actually quite pigmented. Like one swipe pigment. It's almost more like a lipstick to me. I actually kind of like it. I don't know if I love this shade. The shade is coming off brighter and warmer on camera. In person, it's more of the muted mauve-y rose color. On camera, it's definitely brighter. And I am in natural sunlight right now. I don't have any extra lights on. This is just a big window in front of me. This does feel super comfortable on the lips. There's no glitter or weird like particles in it. It does smell like sunscreen to me. I'm curious if there's sunscreen in this. This also says that it's a natural finish. And I actually think it's quite shiny, which I'm not mad at. That's my preference. So I wouldn't really call this a natural finish. So this is how my skin is looking up close. I do see a little bit of settling in my fine lines right here. On both sides, actually. Just a little bit. I'm gonna tap it out with my finger. That already looks better. I feel like a dewy goddess right now. I am loving this. When I went off camera to do my brows, I also added a little bit more concealer to this blemish right here because the redness was peeking through again. I don't think this concealer is the best for covering blemishes. I just love the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer for that. It covers them perfectly. It doesn't look bad. It's just, to me, I want, like, I don't mind not having full coverage on my whole face, but if I have a blemish, I typically want it to be pretty covered. Everything else is looking so fabulous though. It is 12:51 and I'm pretty sure the foundation, at least, I put on closer to 12. So I'm gonna say 12 is when at least the foundation was on. So I'll try to wear this until 8 p.m. maybe a little longer if I can manage to stay up that late, or if I don't want to rip all this off by then. Also, I did not powder my face at all, and I am not going to powder my face today. I love the way this looks. I feel like the foundation has kind of set itself. I do feel a little sticky. So with me touching my face like that, a tiny bit of foundation came off, just a tiny bit though. But that doesn't bother me. I usually don't set my cheeks like ever. So yeah, I'll check back in with y'all in a little while. Hey y'all, I'm back with the check-in. It is 2:45. So I've had the foundation on for about almost 3 hours, and then the rest I've had on for 2.5-ish. So my cheeks and my forehead are looking fabulous. I am having some more settling in my smile lines right here and on this side as well. That does happen to me with most foundations. Usually it doesn't happen this fast. It might be because I didn't set this, so I may have to try this again and set it to see if that helps. This blemish is staying pretty well covered. I am getting a tiny bit of creasing around my nostrils, but that's quite common for me as well. Everything is looking really good. I don't think I have any oil seeping through. I feel like this is about where I was before, shininess wise, dewy wise. So I'm still loving the way everything is looking. Let me zoom you in for a close-up. I don't know if you can see this right here. That's where the creasing is happening. And then a little bit right in here. It doesn't look bad. I could tap it out with my fingers, but I want to see if it gets worse, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey y'all, I'm back for my final check-in. It is 9:40 right now. So I have had all these products on for, let's say, 8.5-ish hours. I put the foundation on around noon, but I don't think I was finished with the rest of my face until maybe 12:45. So as you can see, I'm quite oily right here, and then on the sides of my nose a little bit, and on my nose. I'm not really that oily on my chin, which I normally am. I did not wear a mask today, so I don't know that this would be mask proof, especially if you didn't set it. My cheeks, my forehead, and my nose all still look pretty good. I do have some foundation coming off around my nose ring, which actually doesn't normally happen even though I touch it quite a bit throughout the day. Usually foundation lasts around there. I do have a teeny tiny bit missing around my nostrils, but it's really not bad at all. For me, the worst part is on both sides of my chin where I have smile lines. The foundation is cracking and it is worse than it was earlier. Let me zoom y'all in. So I don't know if you can see this or not. And then here you can look at the rest of everything. I do look very dewy, especially my forehead. So because I didn't set this, I can probably easily tap these out after I blot. And I could have tapped them out earlier. I just wanted to see how bad they would get if I didn't touch them. I would still go out in public with these. I don't think it's noticeable enough from far away. It's just like if you're up close in my face. So let's go ahead and blot real quick. I'm just using the Fenty Beauty blotting sheets. For not setting this and this being a quite Dewy foundation, I feel like it has held up so well. So I'm actually gonna see if my cheeks need blotting. Remember, the blush that I used was matte. So just a little bit. Oh, now I just made it splotchy. Not too bad. So I am definitely way less dewy, like way less dewy now. So one thing I have noticed is that both my bronzer, which was the Nudestix Bondi Bae, and the Rare Beauty blush have faded significantly. You can still see some leftovers on my cheeks and my forehead, but it's lost quite a bit of color. It's not something I'm super mad at. When I'm wearing cream products, I'm usually not going for like a full super long day. That's just me personally. I'm usually wearing cream products to like run errands, or if I'm gonna be outside for a long time and I just need a little bit of makeup. More recently, I have been putting them on under powder products to wear under masks because that's just gonna hold longer. I think it still looks nice, but I definitely do have blushes that last longer on the skin, like more vibrantly than this one. And I would say Nudestix is probably the main one that I'm thinking of as far as cream products go. As for the foundation, I think I am in love with this. I have been watching more reviews on YouTube today of people that I normally watch, just seeing their opinions on the products. And people are saying they're not getting medium or full coverage from this, like not even medium coverage. And I just don't know how that's possible. Even with a sponge, I got full coverage. Like even now, I would say this is medium to full. Like I am covered. So I don't know what I did differently than everyone else, but I also don't feel cakey. And I have seen some reviews of people feeling cakey. I don't feel cakey at all. I feel super lightweight. I think this is gonna be a new favorite foundation of mine. I almost didn't try this line. The only reason I am trying all of this is because I saw how big it blew up on YouTube and I was like, apparently I'm missing out. I love this. I'm super excited to keep trying it. I did not use a pore filling primer with this today like I normally do, so I'm interested to see how it will work with one of those. But it lasted so well with the Becca primer, so I'm super happy with this. You saw that my skin does get oily, but I am not like super excessively oily. But I also do have dry skin sometimes. I'm very combination. Parts of my skin are normal. I have oily spots and I also have dry spots. So this worked well for all of it. So I really like this. As for the concealer, I don't know if I have thoughts yet. feel like other people are also saying that this is not medium or full coverage, that it's light coverage. I would say this is pretty normal for me. Like even with, I use a pretty full coverage concealer on a pretty regular basis. Sometimes I do use medium coverage, but That's more rare. My favorite concealers are the Dose of Colors, the Dior, the Pat McGrath, and the NARS. Ooh, and the Too Faced. Though every one of my favorite concealers is full coverage. I do like this, so I'll have to keep trying it. I don't see any creasing in my fine lines under my eyes. And I normally, no matter what mascara I use, I feel like for the past couple of years, I've had this issue with transferring on my eyelid and below my eye. I have no transferring today. None at all. I will have to try this more to see my true feelings about it. So as for the blush, I don't think that this is my favorite cream product. It did apply really nicely. I'm actually really glad that I tried this with a sponge today because I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm gonna have to keep testing this out again. This is just a first impressions. So far, I think I like it. I don't love that it faded so much throughout the day, but maybe if I applied 2 layers of it or applied it a little bit heavier than I did this morning, then it would look better, like at this point. As for the lip product, I think I am in love with this. These are my favorite types of lip products. It's glossy, it's moisturizing. This one is full pigment, so I think I would like to pick up the peachier shades of this and see if I enjoy those as well, since that's my favorite shades to wear. Overall, I'm super impressed with these products. I'm quite surprised because I feel like a lot of people are not. Like, a lot of people have had poor reviews on these products, and they've said this is too pigmented and it worked great for me. And I think people are talking good things about both of the lip products, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you interested in trying Rare Beauty? Is this on your radar at all? I'm gonna go. I am quite ready for bed, so I will see y'all in the next one. Let me know in the comments below any videos you want to see. Are you intrigued by these products? Do you want to see more about them? I don't know what else you want me to do, but if you have anything, let me know. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It really helps me out, and I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good one. Bye. They also set up a Rare Impact Fund, and this fund is, oh my God, these damn dogs. We took them on a 5-mile walk yesterday. They're supposed to be tired and they're being obnoxious.